Yeah, sure, step aside, kid. We're in a...
Welcome guys to Monsters Inc. So we start with a random kid sleeping at night even though it's only 9 p.m. which is kinda early. The kid wakes up because the door creaks open for no reason and a giant monster crawls out from under the bed. The kid screams, the monster screams back even though he's the one that's supposed to be scary, and then bro completely fumbles, kicks the ball into the wall, hits himself in the face and lands on a pile of metal stuff. He runs around like... And I'm here thinking, ain't no way that kid didn't keep on screaming, or the parents didn't hear any of that chaos going on. Anyway, turns out this was all a simulation. The monster was being tested and this lady tells him he made a grave mistake. Not because he destroyed everything, but because he left the door open. Then we meet the monster boss, Mr. Waternoose, who's like,
there's nothing more toxic or deadly than a human child. A single touch could kill you.
Like bro, if that's true, then technically all humans are dangerous. Why gotta be a kid, huh? He explains that the city runs on children's screams for energies, which is why they need the best scarers possible, like
James P. Sullivan.
We see Sully snoozing in bed until Mike Wazowski blasts him awake with an air horn. He makes the big blue man immediately work out and we get a montage of this and also this. Then they watch an ad about the company. Poor Mike gets covered by the logo, but he doesn't care cuz
I was on TV!
these two act like every best friend duo ever, constantly teasing each other, chaos, and slowly literally dragging Mike out of his car. Mike's like, bro, the whole reason why I bought a car was to drive the car. At work, everyone greets Sully, but Mike keeps getting cropped out on every single photo. Like, damn, bro, how is he still this positive? Sully gets glazed by two fanboys, but Mike says they got a dip. He meets his girlfriend, Celia, who calls him Googly Bear. He rizzes her up, saying he's gonna take her to the fanciest restaurant for her birthday with Sully's help. Then, boom, enter Randall, the purple chameleon, who's like, I'm better than y'all. Mike hits him with the no you ain't.
You hear the winds of
And then we meet the legend herself, Ross.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Iconic and terrifying. I would not try to mess with her. Mike ignores her and goes back to work, calling in the next set of doors. All the monsters Oro walk towards the doors, ready to scare kids for power. They even have a leaderboard chart. Like, why is there a leaderboard for scaring children? Anyway, Sully and Randall are at the top competing like it's a ranked match. A montage ensues of doors, screams, and leaderboard points until one poor monster comes out traumatized because a kid almost touched him. So the monsters do what every logical monster would do. They shred the door into pieces. Randall becomes the top scarer for a solid second, then Mike starts swapping screen tanks like it's a Black Friday sale, and goddamn Sullivan, you're doing more than just scaring them, you're spawn camping them at this point. Sully gets crowned the scare champion again and chats with his scare mentor, the CEO of Child Nightmares himself, Mr. Waternoose. Then it happens. One monster walks out with a single sock on his back. His coworker yells, "We have a 2319!" And suddenly the monster CDC just drops from the ceiling. They tackle the poor guy, explode the sock, violates my guy by shaving him bald, and makes him shower. Over a singular sock, by the way. The day comes to an end, everyone is heading home. Mike gets ready for his date with Celia, but forgot to file paperwork. How do you forget to file paperwork the entire day? He's about to cancel the date, but Sully, the goated wingman, says, I got you, homie. Mike heads to his date, and Sully stays behind to finish the paperwork. Then Sully spots a random door still activated. And instead of, calling someone, he opens it. Like, what are you doing, bro? He sees nothing inside and closes the door, and we get jump scared by a kid. Sully screams, yeets her back inside, and she appears right behind him again like a horror movie villain. So he panics, shoves the kid back in the bed, trips over himself, sprints to the bathroom to get rid of the evidence, floods the toilet, and ends up hiding the stuff in a random locker. And just when bro thinks everything is fine, the little girl is on his back. Sullivan screams again and gets pressed into a corner so hard he grabs a bag and zips the child in it. This man is supposed to be the top scarer, by the way, yet he's scared of a literal 2-year-old child. He sneaks around with the child in the bag, but Randall almost catches him. The kid makes a noise and Randall's like, huh, must have been the wind. Meanwhile, Mike is on his date being all smooth until Sully bursts in like, dude, I got a kid in my bag right now and you better help me out. Then the girl pops out and says, no! And all hell breaks loose. The CDA shows up immediately, so Mike and Sully grab the kid, shoves her in a box, and sprints off. I think everything is fine, Sully. You sure, man?
Excuse me, what the actual
Back at home, they try to calm her down. Mike takes away her teddy bear, she starts crying, and suddenly the entire city loses power. Bro, this kid's emotion essentially determines whether the city has power or not. They tuck her in bed. Sully tells her there's no monster in the closet, even though Randall literally is her closet monster. She doesn't believe him, so he sits by the door till she falls asleep. Very cute moment, not gonna lie. Sully talks to Mike about what they're gonna do with the child, and Sully gets the idea to conceal the child and take it back to the factory. The next day, they sneak her back into the factory factory, but the CDA is everywhere. The child almost sells them by waddling up to the CEO like a boss, but somehow they don't get caught. Mike tries to find Randall's door, but Ross refuses to help. Meanwhile, Sully's out here playing hide and seek with the child, and I gotta say, how in the world does this child keep teleporting? Like, 1 second she's in the stall, Sully's looking at, the next second she's right behind him. I swear she gotta be superhuman or something. Honestly, maybe this isn't her world, so she's out here breaking the laws of physics like it's a side quest. Mike finds Sully playing hide and seek and asks what he's doing just as the kid pops up again. Then Randall shows up in the bathroom, shuts this guy up, and goes invisible. He almost finds their stall, but the guy distracts him with a newspaper and he loses it by punching the stall. Somehow, he doesn't see they're literally hiding right there. The two try to dump Boo through a random door. By the way, that's the name Sully gave her. But Sully's like, nah bro, we gotta find her real door. Mike loses his mind like, why are we naming her now? Then Boo disappears again. Mike and Sully bump into Randall and Mike lies, saying that Ross has info. Meanwhile, Mike gets confronted by Celia. He straight up kisses her and runs before Randall catches on. Mike thinks he's safe until Randall pops up behind him. I swear, why does everyone just keep teleporting? Randall warns Mike that he has a limited time to return the kid before the door closes. Meanwhile, Sully finds Boo in a trash can, but of course, CDA agents stop him mid-rescue to ask for an autograph. Then we see Boo apparently get shoved into a recycling bin, and Sully has no idea she's actually fine. All he sees is this scene unfolding before his very own eyes. Mike finds Sully carrying what he thinks are Boo's remains. They hear her cries while Sully mourns, but she's actually alive. They reunite with Sully lecturing her and Mike getting... Boo laughs, causing another city-wide outrage. They reach for the door, but Sully doubts Randall's word, and Mike tries to reassure him until... Gotcha! Randall threatens Mike, demanding where Boo is. Apparently, he needs her to revolutionize the scare industry or something. Mike's not telling, so they decide to torture him with a vacuum machine. Sully later saves Mike from Randall's torture machine by... Yoink! Plugs his friend into it instead, and bro does not look good from the lack of oxygen. They escape to tell Mr. Waternoose, but of course he pulls Sully in to demonstrate how to scare children. Sully roars, accidentally scares Boo as well, and breaks her tiny heart. Boo runs to Waternoose, who then plot twists, straight up betrays them, and throws Sully and Mike into a random door that teleports them to the Himalayas. They get saved by the Yeti, who's just chilling with snow cones. Sully's depressed because he literally scared Boo away, and Mike makes it worse by yelling at him for getting them stuck here. Then the Yeti mentions there's a nearby village, giving them hope. Sully decides to make a makeshift sleigh while Mike is over here having a whole best friend breakup moment. Mike hits him with the
We? There's no we this time, pal.
And turns around, but we know he didn't mean it when Sully actually leaves. Sully races down riding the wooden sleigh that somehow supports him until it breaks mid-ride, but he makes it to the village. Sully pops out of a random door and arrives just in time to stop these monsters from experimenting on Boo, a literal child, let me remind you. Sully rips the machine and yeets it at them, trapping everyone except Randall, who proceeds to beat the crap out of him using his invisibility. Mike shows up but just stands there venting like, bro, this isn't the time, throw the snowball or do something, help my boy Sully, he's getting cooked right now. He finally does. Sully knocks out Randall and they make their escape. Celia pops up, grabs Mike, and Mike tells her everything before she let go. After hearing the truth, she goes in with the greatest assist I have ever seen. She distracts everyone by yelling that Randall is the new top scarer, and the crowd swarms him, allowing the duo some extra time. Best girlfriend ever, Mike. You better put a ring on that finger now. Mike and Sully climbs the door, moving along with the others while Randall follows behind. But seriously, how is that railing even supporting Sully, Mike, and Boo at that speed without breaking? And we also get the best chase scene ever. They get separated from the door and Mike makes Boo laugh. Apparently she can turn on every single door. They barely escape Randall, hopping through doors like a chaotic cat and mouse game. Somehow they survive and Boo even fights Randall herself. Yep, this man literally just lost to a 2-year-old. Sully grabs Randall, tosses him through a random door, and he gets... The duo finally tries to get Boo home, but now she's too smart to laugh at Mike. The door suddenly brings them back to the scaring floor where the CDA and Mr. Waternoose confronts them. Mike evens the odds by throwing a sock and running away while Boo and Sully escape with the door. Mr. Waternoose chases after them. Sully gets the door working and the two head inside, but of course Mr. Waternoose also makes it in. The three confront each other.
But kidnapping children? I'll kidnap 1,000 children.
But it turns out they're in a simulation room. The CDA arrests him and Ross is reviewed as an undercover agent investigating the company for corruption. Boo says goodbye to Sully and Mike. Sully shreds her door but keeps one piece as a memory. Later, Mike and Sully fully switch the factory from scaring kids to making them laugh instead. And the company booms. The movie ends with Mike rebuilding Boo's door, letting Sully see her one last time. Overall, solid Pixar classic from 2001. I give it 9 boos out of 10, mainly because Boo is overpowered. Like, this kid probably has superpowers. Like and sub, and I'll see you next time.